Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. There is a lot to get through today. From Crypto.com, Ethereum spot ETFs, unprecedented levels in Bitcoin interest around the world, South Korea exploring blockchain for business processing. There's just a lot. So let's dig in, all right? Last night, we had a really good session. Myself, Corey, Spen Cookie, we were just having a good time, getting deep into some of these stories that are reported last night. Members actually get that second half, and they get a live. I'm thinking about making the lives every Friday, so let me know what you think, because it's a lot. It's a lot to do a live every day on top of doing, the morning video. Anyway, let's dig into the news because that's what's big right now. You have Crypto.com actually receiving full licensing in Dubai now. That's actually big when you start to think about the Middle East being one of the richest and one of the most interesting places for a centralized exchange to be. So if you're going to expand, that's one of the places where you want to expand. And there you go. They've now got a solid foothold in that space. So I will be watching Crypto.com. Doesn't necessarily mean I'll be paying attention to their coin, but I will be paying attention to the company, right? I also would like to dig into, are they as secure as far as regulatory compliance is concerned in the United States where they happen to be based? Now, I started looking around at who's thinking what with regard to Ethereum spot ETFs. And I think we're all thinking the same thing. It might not happen. In this current regime, it might not happen. There's a little bit more than difficult waters ahead for that idea. So we'll see what happens. But May, I will be gobsmacked if it happens in May. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. If it happens at all, it's going to be way later in the year. Like a Christmas present is what I'm thinking. Now, something that really caught my attention. If you look at the charts, you can see that Bitcoin demand for Bitcoin is really, really high. Here's something that's confusing me though. Not really. Marathon Digital CEO says, well, the price of Bitcoin, the price of the halving event is already baked in. Say what now? Huh? How do you bake in something that's about to get cut in half? How do you bake it? How does that price get baked in? So either he's talking out of the side of his head and he's not good at it. There really is no or. I just don't see how that math is mathing. I don't get it with that guy. So I'm not understanding how he could possibly say that unless he's trying to keep the prices down so they can keep making more, keep being able to sell, accumulate and then sell later. I don't know. I just don't see it. I mean, Marathon Digital is a miner. Help me understand that, guys. South Korea is looking at a new use case for blockchain technology, which is processing. Not just processing, but job application processing. Now that is interesting because you know how they always say, oh, thanks for applying. We'll keep your resume on file and then we'll look at it, whatever. Imagine if they actually did. Imagine if companies actually did do that. Imagine if you could have a resume that was written onto the blockchain and you could literally see how your career is building. That's interesting. I have a platform called Gig Blast where we help you actually create your resume, but by walking you through telling us what your projects were, and it helps you create your resume along the way. That way you're not thinking about writing a resume, you're just telling me about this project. It's actually a really good way to do it. Plus, it gives you a lot of good talking points. But imagine if we put that on a blockchain. I hadn't really thought about that. So if you're going to put, if you're going to increase the efficiency of an application process, I can see blockchain technology. The question I have is, which one would they use? And I don't have an answer to that yet. So I'm waiting to see how they would, what chain they would use to do that. But that's a very, very interesting use case that I had not thought of. Filecoin liquid staking. That whole team is under investigation in China. Whole team. And that's kind of crazy. That's very crazy. People should be shaking. And that's Filecoin. So you start to realize, you start to kind of go, well, it's not Filecoin, it's liquid staking on Filecoin. Okay, that's who's doing it. Let me see if I can tell you the actual name of the team. Because the article is up and out. Li-Fi or something like that. I have so many notes, I can't pour through them at the moment. But they're out there, and I'm sitting back and I'm just saying to myself, oh, Filecoin investigation, Chinese police and Phil tokens were removed to an unknown address. Filecoin Foundation investigating the situation as well. ST Phil. So Stifle is, maybe that's how you pronounce it, but it's ST Phil. STFIL is the project name. So everybody's looking into this, and that's going to get messy. And I'm wondering if that's going to drive the price of Filecoin down. Now, I'm not a Filecoin fan because one of my friends is involved in that space, and he chose Arweave. And I actually respect that guy. He's, we used to work together in technology, and he's really, really good at what he does. This guy named Phil. Imagine his name is actually Philip. Anyway, then you have German investors regaining confidence in cryptos. That's actually huge because the German market is a huge market. So I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's more people looking to adopt, looking to get in. And that's what's driving me nuts about what Marathon Digital CEO said, because how could you possibly have that baked in and you're just having people be reintroduced or introduced for the first time? I don't know. I think that's manipulation going on right there. Uphold integrates Bitcoin support for their self-custody vault. And that's actually pretty cool, but okay, like what's the big deal? What's the big deal there? I'm just thinking, okay, that's nice. It's a vault, but it's self-custody. It's that kind of thing. So I need to understand like a little bit more about the product. I mean, it's a cool product, but I don't understand the significance. It's more like that's a press release than news. You know what I mean? But I do pay attention to it because it's affecting Uphold. And Uphold is a very well-known name. No, I've never used Uphold because I know Mona's going to ask. But I have heard of it. I almost used it, but then I found another way where I could make more money. It was one of those transactions where I was looking to do the transaction because the transaction itself was going to make me money, let alone what I was going to invest in. So I wound up going a different route just because it was more money. So that's the only reason why I don't have an Uphold. Actually, maybe I did set up an Uphold. You figure if I can't remember it, I didn't do it. Or I don't use it. One of the two. Then you have Sui blockchain enables PC crypto games on Steam Deck. That's interesting. But I need to find out, well, how is it? It's because you can play crypto or PC games. And I'm just wondering, well, how is it? So if any of you out there actually use it, please let me know because I'm dying to know. Then Solana, I'm going to read you the headline that I have. Solana proposes timely vote credit system to address governance issues. That's actually pretty cool, considering a timely vote credit proposal, incentive for earlier participation in governance votes and everything else. Because I don't know if you know, but Solana is not as decentralized as people would like. I'll say it like that. It's not that they're not decentralized. It's just that there's a little too much centralization going on in that space. And that's still one of the things that people kind of wag their finger at. And that's why that's an important kind of vote. And, so when I look at everything, I'm just kind of like, yeah, interesting, but you know what I mean? So I'm waiting. Truthfully, no other news about Solana means anything to me until April 15th. They said that they're going to have that congestion problem solved April 15th. It's a bug. They said they've identified it as a bug. And if they have it fixed on April 15th, that'll be great, because then I'm seeing Solana go down a little bit. And then once they fix that problem, I'm going to be looking for Solana to shoot back up. That's Not a prediction, but I think that's what's going to happen. So, just growing the bag. Anyway, you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. So, today at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are expecting core consumer price index numbers, both core and the broader consumer price index. I'm thinking it could be hotter than normal. It's supposed to come in at about 0.37. That's the median forecast. Previous was 0.4, and I'm just sitting here and just going 0.3. And that was back in March. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm expecting CPI and PPI to come in hotter than expected, which would play toward no interest price decrease anytime soon. The fear and greed index has come down a little bit it was at 80, now at 78. To be expected, but still very much in the greed section. DeFi Llama, we went down from 129 to 127. But still, we're still in that 125, 130 billion range. So I'm happy about that. I'm fine with that. Still in good striking distance. What I really want you to pay attention to is, where are people locking their money? That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if you were paying attention before, but I told you, because, Pendle's one of the ones that I'm watching. Morgan told me about Pendle. And so I've been watching that for a while. I've been watching that ever since he told me about it, because I wasn't into it. I was kind of like, okay. But here it is on the list, and you can see them all in order. So pay attention to this. Apparently, EigenLayer created what was it on? Is it on Google or AWS? It might have been AWS. They have a new thing going on over there, that just more equipment. And I can't say that it's a deal, that it's a partnership, because I don't think it is. I think somebody just set up a node validator there, and that was it. But that's why I pay attention to this space. Who's doing what, where, and how? Okay, that's why. Then you have Bitcoin currently at, what it's saying is 68,935. My line is at 69,355. So just touting that, just playing around at that line. We hit above before, but we, came down and then dramatically dropped. But dramatically dropped? Not really, right? It's kind of still operating within this tight space. I could easily put a line here and a line there just above 63 and just at 72, 73. That's a very tight space to be trading in for such a long period of time. So yeah, I think the pent up energy is around the halving event. It's also around Grayscale constantly keeping downward pressure on. Because why are you selling? Or why are your people selling? That's what I'm looking at, right? But that constant downward pressure is what's going on. And I'm just like, wow, if that's manipulation, I don't know. But I know that the parent company needs the money, right? Digital Currency Group, I know they need the money. And look at who's down. Bitcoin, everybody's down except for XRP and BNB, but they're both down from where they once were. Like BNB was in the 600 range. XRP was higher than that, like 63 cents or something like that. But BCH being down, I look at that as, for Eddie, that's a buying opportunity. Dog with hat, all of the meme coins took a whopping hit. Actually, let's just go over here. So when I look at that, do I have whiff up? There it is. And so you look at Dog with Hat, and over the past 24 hours, it's down 12.84%. I mean, look at how far it's come. Let's not even play it. It is a meme coin, but look how far it's dropped in the past few days. So like I said, there are big swings that happen, really big swings. So right now, is it a chance to buy and it pops back up? Highly possible. Highly possible. I mean, it's been down for a minute. It's been trending down for the past 7 days. See what I mean? So you can see that, and you can see the precipitous decline. As you start to look over it, it kind of, you're not going to continue to repeat that high jump that it did. So right now, when I look at this 12.97, I could probably get in here, wait a little bit, and it'll jump 20% up. So it's a quick way. I think, is it a quick way for me to make 20% return, around there? Yeah, I think so. I think you could. I think there's news coming out of VeChain as well, so pay attention to that. But I want you to pay attention to also something else. Dogwoof Hat is at number 38. It's in the top 50 coins. Just saying, Pepe in the top 50 coins. These are memes. So if you're going to play, look at the historic numbers and look to see, well, what's been there up and down? How much does it swing? And then look at some of these newer coins and look, hey, how is it swinging? How is it doing that? Look to see, are there murmurs? Are people talking about it? Just what's going on in that space before you invest. All right, just do me that favor. And if you find a meme, let me know. Maybe there's something there. All right, that's something that I'm looking at is, just what memes I'm interested in. But I've been really, really, really building everything with regard to what's really in my bag. Solana, Bitcoin, the big boys and girls. I just want to know what's there. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for places that are going to have that longevity, have that use case or those use cases. If I'm looking at memes, it's only for trading. I'm only trading memes. I'm not holding any memes. Doge is not a meme. Shiba Inu, not a meme. Just saying. Now, you should be catching our nighttime show, which I'm probably going to wind up moving to Fridays only for members, where we can really have nicer conversations. I'm also thinking about it as something where we could have a two-way street video conference instead. Move it over to like Microsoft Teams or Zoom or something. Still thinking about it. We'll see what happens. But anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Really hope you like what I'm doing. If you don't and you have a critique, something that can help me get better, please let me know. I love hearing from you guys. And if you like what I'm doing, drop me a note, drop me a thanks, drop me a super thanks. That'd be really cool. And don't forget to buy the book. Get that foundational knowledge for playing around in the crypto space. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.